The FNB Dusi Canoe Marathon is proudly brought to you by First National Bank. The 65th edition of the FNB Dusi, the oldest and most famous canoeing race in the country. It's a race that reflects where KwaZulu-Natal is in that moment, and 2017 will always be remembered for the drought that kept the entire province in a stranglehold. That was always going to mould the character of the 2017 race and introduced a myriad of new unknowns.
I agree, it is going to be a tight race. I'm really looking forward to just racing and experiencing the atmosphere. It's something that I've really enjoyed the last week or so, to find out that there are a lot more unknowns coming to this year's Dusi, especially with the recent rain and the drought we've had before, which I think is exciting. We all want to have a race that is slightly different, and the Dusi's always that. It's never the same 2 years in a row.
Main challenger, former partner.
Been trying for so many years. I was so close in 2013, so I'm back again this year to give it a shot. Yeah, I know that anything can happen, and the guys, they're all hungry to be there with the guys, so I'm hoping for a good one.
There was just no keeping out the 8 times world champ.
You know what, there's something about this Dusi, I think it's part of our culture as a paddler from South Africa. You know, it's like almost like the comrades marathons of running. It's equivalent in the paddling circle for us, you know. So it's a great event, and I think everyone that's not on the start line is wishing that they're at the last minute they should have entered.
Right back to top form is the popular 2008 winner Thulani Mbanjwa, now one of the elder statesmen of the race.
I always come back and said I definitely want to be in the top 10, and yeah, it's great that I'm still there in the top 10, and I hope this year again to be up there.
As far as the women's race is concerned, all eyes on a Maritzburg-raised star.
Fairly confident, done all the hard work, so now it's just to have a consistent race and a methodical sort of go through each step at a time. We can't ever plan what the Dusi is going to be like. It could be a sort of high-sense block around the corner, so I think, yeah, it's just how you face that little challenge and overcome it. See, it's a special race, and you've got all your supporters here on the bank, so you'd like to obviously achieve your goals and make them proud.
All the pressure coming from Olympic medalist Bridget Hartley.
I'm not going to change my mind on the day according to what someone else does. It's what I've decided to do, and according to what my seconds will advise me to do and where I'm lying in the race. So I think a race like the Dusi, you'll be nervous on the start line, but there's so many options to take, and for me maybe a paddle option would be better than a run option, for example, rather than the run instead of the paddle. So I'm excited that there are so many options.
It is always a tough 3 days, but 2017 was shaping up to be one of the toughest ever.
You know, the Dusi has always been a hard race. It's for hard people, and I don't think the climate and things like that affected true Dusi paddlers. You know, we've always said it's an adventure as well as a canoe race, and you know, whether you come first or last in the Dusi, you've got to be a hard man to do it, or a hard person to do it, I should say. You know, we look forward to the challenge of getting to Durban. You know, the Dusi is not for sissies, and day 3 is not going to be for sissies.
Thursday, the 16th of February, day 1, 42 kilometres, starting with 2 weirs and some rapids in the city, before the first of 2 long portages that define day 1. The paddlers elated to see water from Henley Dam in the Umsunduzi.
One is always quite a nervous start, but as soon as you go through town, you soak it all up and get into the action of racing, and try and feel your body out and see how fast you can go. I love close racing, so I look forward to that. Definitely the oldest guy on the start line that's going for a top 10, I think, or top 5. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be faced with a few little challenges here and there, so I think we just have to take them in our stride and keep a cool head and make the best decision when we get to those certain points.
I don't have 12 years experience on a river behind me, which Abby does, so I'm excited to just take it on and see if I'm behind, see how close I can be. If I'm ahead, then I just got to take it as it comes.
Owen Hemingway honouring the tradition of flowers to the family of Ernie and Sheila Pierce for good luck.
Tradition continues. I give the Pierce family flowers, and they give me number 5 to take to Durban. That was Uncle Ernie's permanent number.
I'm terrified and very undercooked, but I got 2 weeks' notice to get into the boat with my son, and I couldn't say no.
Dusi is the Dusi. That's why we come back every year, because it does change from year to year, and every rapid is a new little challenge. So yeah, I think it's like an annual pilgrimage. Looking forward to it. It's obviously K1's a lacquer challenge. I've done a K2 3 times now, so this will be my 4th one, and really excited to get one under the belt where I can go down to Durban by myself.
No, I thoroughly enjoy it, testing the body, and I'm not a racing snake. Like put it in midfield, I'm not going to go and win it. I just enjoy it and finish it and just have fun.
Yesterday I was petrified, today I'm feeling a hell of a lot better actually. I'm feeling pretty cool, ready for it.
Good fun, hopefully some good water, new partner, so experienced partner, so I'm relying on his experience to get me through.
The Maritzburg College Grade 8s in full cry, another great Dusi tradition, warming up the vibe at Ernie Pierce Weir, just a few hundred metres from the start. There's a mix of curious members of the public, supporters, sponsors, friends and family, and the all-important seconds waiting for the A-batch paddlers to arrive at the weir. Lightning fast across the flat water, Andy Burkett, now world number 2 in flatwater marathoning, gets the clean water down Ernie Pierce, ahead of McGregor, Mbanjwa, Siseko Ntondini and Tom Lovemore. No one wants to make a mistake here, but Tulani Mbanjwa takes a swim at the bottom of the weir.
Yeah, we expected it to be quite low with recent droughts, and I think we must be grateful with the amount of water we got. It was quite forgiving, didn't hit too many rocks, and it's not too technical, so I think it's perfect level today.
Tom Lovemore, the surprise face in the front bunch as A-batch negotiates Ernie Pierce Weir.
It's always difficult, especially to race guy like Andy, because he's a strong runner and he's a strong paddler. And it's looked like this year he put so much work on running. He's strong, he's untouchable.
At the FNB Weir at Commercial Road, it's under 23 Tom Lovemore at the front, ahead of McGregor, as the deck of cards gets its first of many shuffles. Meanwhile, the seeded women in C-batch are on the water.
I wouldn't say like I was feeling that strong mentally. I think I took a bit of a knock at the start, seeing how strong Bridget was. She set such a cracking pace, which we're not really used to, you know.
Hartley hits the front. That's exactly what the sprinter wanted. But watch schoolgirl Christine McKenzie.
I had a really good day. I didn't have any swims or didn't make any mistakes, but yeah, very tough, very tough.
Then, batch by batch, the rest of the field gets underway. Over and above the challenge of the Dusi, there are always personal challenges and interests vested in every paddler.
It was my son's first Dusi. He was in the front, driving as a novice, never seen the river before. So I promised myself I was not going to say a word unless he asked me.
It's really special doing it with your dad. It's not many people get to do that, so it's very special, and we had a very good day on the water.
water was good. Yeah, it was nice and clean, full. Better than we expected. But it's tough, always tough.
It's my first time doing the Dusi, so I'm a novice. It was awesome. Love the rapids, love the running.
What a great day, what a nice, just great to be down in the valley, man. Just great to be down in the valley.
It wasn't too bad. Steph and I, first time we got in the boat was this morning. We had both our partners bail out a couple of days before. So we got in the water for the first time this morning and we had a great race. So yeah, very chuffed.
The paddlers obligated to take the long portage from the Braai takeout at Campbell's Farm, and that is where Andy Burkett started tightening the screws.
Yeah, I would say probably Guinea fowl. I wouldn't say it went according to plan. You never know what sort of hand you got. I was saying to guys before today's stage, and you just have to start conservatively. My running felt good, my paddling felt good, so I started picking it up as we went further along.
No one saw this coming. Burkett leading the benchmark when it comes to running with a boat, Sponelo Kwela. He would have been looking to assert himself on day one.
Today I had a clean day. We were together with the guys. I was so happy from the takeout. And well, that was my plan. I put so much work on my paddling to come up. My paddling to Guy, Andy and Hank, because we all know they are the best in the world. But yeah, on the day it looked like Andy, he was unstoppable. He was very strong, especially on the running. He pulled the gap there at Campbell's. He was very strong.
In the women's race, there was a major day one turnaround.
I hit Cabbage Tree and yeah, I could get a good pace, and I think that's where I opened up quite a gap.
Solms takes charge on the portages and Christy McKenzie stuns the race by moving into second. A classic Dusi day that carries hallmarks of its inception in 1952.
The Dusi is such an iconic event. It really is one of those special, really true South African events in a sport that is truly now representative of South Africa, a very transformed sport, taking us through probably some of the most beautiful parts of our country. I'm an Italian, so at KZN, so to be in the home province is also something very, very special. So it really is about the iconic nature of this event, the community and the communities that we go through, and really about the province of KZN. So we're very proud to be here. Really like to see the numbers grow again in paddling. It's obviously a lot of competition from mountain biking, but one of our missions is to get this event back to the 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, maybe 2,000 paddlers that we've seen in the past, and we really are going to invest and make sure that this event goes from strength to strength. So once you've got it in your system, it's hard to get out. It really is a physical challenge. It's a very physical challenge, and there's so much variety to it, and anything can happen. You really have to be on your thinking all the time and anticipate things, and yeah, so it's about the excitement.
Burkett so powerful on the run, pulling away at Guinea Fowl and Devil's Cauldron, only Sponelo Kwela able to stay close to him.
I was with them halfway up Campbell's, and they just kept running, and I started walking, and I guess that's what happens, you know. You drift off the front, and the elastic snapped. So I just raced my own race and just time trialed basically from there.
By Mission Rapid, Burkett had sensed his advantage widening, and he set off to capitalise. Day one is where the race is traditionally won.
Surprised that I actually have a gap at the end here. I thought we'd finish together, but great racing, and hats off to the guys, the other competitors. They're a great bunch of guys to race against.
Quayler was to hit the wall on the cabbage tree portage, allowing Burkett's lead to balloon.
Running very strong, and I knew that he's pedaling as well. He's pedaling very strong. So yeah, I'm quite so happy that I managed to finish second. Yeah, no, definitely I've been working with my pedaling. I think that's why today I end up being second, close to the first.
Integral to Burkett's success on day one was his well-oiled seconding machine and a meticulously executed race plan.
Yeah, look, it was a tough day out. Those two guys in the front, just unbelievable runners, and they deserve it. And yeah, I'm just trying to conserve, race my own race, and not totally spent. And I'm looking forward to the next 2 days. You know, Tuesday's a 3-day race, and anything can happen. You know.
A gracious champ as the crowd at the overnight stop at Dusi Bridge casts eyes upriver to welcome home the top paddlers. Burkett almost incredibly 5 minutes clear of an exhausted Quayler, then McGregor a further 7 minutes back. In the context of this race, these gaps are alarming and podium defining. Burkett stoked with his buffer, an excellent fourth from Czech Republic paddler Jakob Adam, and the race for golds really intense. And Psalms just focused on her game plan. Can opened a decisive lead.
I just go conservatively, but I tend to try and go quite hard through the rapids. I mean, that's where I can manage to edge ahead and get some time. So yeah, I can't be too silly, but I'll just go how I usually do through the rapids and should be fine.
Yeah, it was extremely tough. I definitely had a lot of elements thrown at me. I can't even, don't even know where to start. I swam a taxi and then I rolled my ankle again running down Campbell's, and my drag rope broke as well. So quite a few things went wrong, but I just had to try and keep going. And Christy had a phenomenal race, and so did Abby. And I know that there's 2 days left, and we just have to see how it goes.
The plan went better than expected. I was hoping to podium today, but I wasn't expecting a second place. That was just a bonus, but I know that there's a long race ahead. So yeah, not even halfway there yet.
This is a major result, but no accident, as the matric pupil from Our Lady of Fatima in Durban has been working extremely hard this season. Mackenzie from Hartley by 2.5 minutes, and then Abby's twin sister Alex. Day one is one that most Dusi paddlers are not fully prepared for. The portages and the heat combine to hurt. And this is where the race becomes a quintessential African adventure, not a canoeing race. Day 2 dawned clear and steamy, a tough day in store for the race's amazingly diverse field.
We've got 1,100 paddlers from 9 different countries. We've got people from Australia, United States of America, Hungary, Czech Republic, South Africa obviously, Great Britain, Spain, Germany. So yeah, we've got a big field from very different countries. The Dusi there's no other race like it in the world. There are very, very few places where you will go down grade 3 and 4 rapids in what are sprint canoes. And there are very few places in the world where you will run as much as you do here at the Dusi Canoe Marathon. The Dusi is the pinnacle of South African canoeing. Everybody that gets into a canoe here in South Africa wants to do the Dusi. And it's how people judge you, how many Dusis have you done, what's your position in Dusi. So it's the most important race that you can do here in South Africa.
Day 2 is the tough one, the longest, and it goes through a complete character change when the Umsunduzi River enters the mighty Umgeni Valley system. Confluence is littered with rapids, as is the stretch below Ngumeni Hill before the haul across Inanda Dam at the end. Day 1 took its toll, and plenty of craft in the pounds got there via the boat repairers on site, who worked like troopers through the night.
I can't make mistakes, eh? You know, 5 minutes is quite a bit in the river. If I was 5 minutes behind, I know that your chances of catching are slim, but if I make a mistake, Spornello will be right there. So I have done it before, so I've just got to try and limit my mistakes. Enjoy the river. I really love day 2, so I'm looking forward to it today.
Burkett off first in elapsed time at 6 a.m. Day 2 is a no mistakes day.
Today, I'm not too optimistic to catch a guy like Andy. We all know that day 2 is a long day and it's a packling day, but I'll try my best to try to hold the gap.
And with a fired up world champ chasing him, this would be a stressful day for Spornello. In the women's race, Psalms is smiling now.
I'm actually excited. I'm looking forward to today. I think this is more my day, and I think it's going to be a nice technical level, and so it's going to make all the sort of confluence rapid sections interesting and fun. Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to have a consistent, clean day. That's what you hope for in this race. So I'll obviously push my hardest, race my hardest, and just go through and have a clean day.
Day 2 is intimidating, even if you have done 45 Dusis.
You know, there's so many obstacles. Yeah, you can't take it easy, and just hope we get to the end. That's all.
Today a bit more technical, I think. Scary, the big 3. So we'll just try and keep the boat in one piece, huh? Try and get to the end.
Never done a section of river, so I have no idea. So I'm a bit nervous now, I won't lie. But we've got our instructions all planned out there. And I just have to tell us where we're going.
Minutes back to hang. Hang's got 9.
Hopefully under 5 hours, eh? But we're not sure of the river and what's going to happen on the level, so we'll see.
Head for Inanda Dam. Right, feedback. You have 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
For the leaders, day 2 is like heading into outer space. Alone, quiet, in a void, and your mind racing about what everyone else is doing.
Just to keep the pace consistent, eh? Obviously trying not to make mistakes and try and recover from any small things you do. But yeah, just keep the pace going. You just trying to motivate yourself and carry on with the good momentum.
Quella running the saddle's portages hard. Prey or predator today?
I said to my wife and my seconds, I'm not going to try and close the gap in the first half of the race today, the stage, and I'm going to save myself for the dam and then hopefully leave it all on the water, and I was managing to hold the gap between myself and Andy and close the gap between myself and Spinello, and which was great and encouraging for me through the first sort of 3/4 of the race.
The dogfight for gold medals intense now, as up front Andy Burkett hits washing machine just after confluence with the Umgeni, and it becomes clear that a low and technically demanding day is in store. Gauging weir, and this is Burkett in no mistakes mode. 45 degrees angle to avoid damaging the nose of his boat. Brilliantly done. Quella comes into gauging weir hot. No fancy lines here, he just goes straight over, takes a whack on the nose and gets away in one piece. McGregor in third takes the pace off, pivots on the slide and takes gauging weir beautifully. Wise lines for Mbandwa as well. Gauging weir is the first spot that seconds can get to see their paddlers on day 2. Umgeni Water have a great seconding table there, but it's not a place where you want any drama as there's still a long way to go. At this low level, the gabion baskets at the bottom of the weir are right in play, and burying the nose of your canoe too deep can have severe consequences. Into the daunting, massive Umgeni Valley, and Andy Burkett is paddling and running his way into an ever-increasing lead.
Yeah, it was difficult today at the start. I set off quite quick and I was quite aggressive in the first stage of the race. Got to Ngumeni's and I felt like I was completely broken, and convinced myself the guys were catching. And I couldn't get any splits along the way, but maybe that's not a bad thing. It puts you under a bit more pressure to keep going.
Taking the obscure old path down in Ngumeni, Burkett has to keep his head together in this racing void. Down the left at Hippo, he's already beaten his hoodoo rapid Tombi, and Andy Burkett makes this technical tester look easy. Behind him, Spinello Quella runs Ngumeni hard, playing to his strengths, and then heads back to the river and the fabled Big 3 rapids, the chasing Hank McGregor on his tail.
I think you're trying hard, you're getting excited, you realise the gap's coming down, and you actually stop believing in yourself. And I was just looking into the sun. You're running down, basically abseiling down the side of the mountain, and I was trying to look more of the water to see if I could spot some paddles and see if if I could see them. I always believe I can catch somebody, and I ended up missing the path, and I just suddenly ran into thorn bushes, and then I tried to turn, and oh my word, it was just the worst thing ever. I just got cut to shreds, but you know what? That's what the race is about. You try your hardest, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Burkett hits the algae-rich waters of Ananda Dam and gets splits that show that his lead is mushrooming. He grinds away, showing the paddling skill that took him to the silver medal at last year's World Marathon Champs. Quella is feeling the heat in more ways than one.
Then I couldn't see Hank. Then just halfway up the dam, when I checked to the bank, I saw Hank coming and he was putting everything that he had to try to catch. I tried to put more power to make sure that he doesn't catch, but I could see that he doesn't go anywhere. Instead of going somewhere, he's putting more power, he's catching. Then over the sudden I realized, no, let me just stop. Let me wait for him. Then we worked together all the way until to the finish, so I'm so happy about that.
An awesome fight back from Hank, another leaderboard shake-up. Adam and Mbanjwa still solid, and Siseko and Tondini still top 10. Back to the women, and Solms is having a blinder of a day too, bar this very funny swim at the dry right-hand drop into Hippo.
It's never like completely smooth day. I mean, you have a little slip here, fall there, but otherwise, yeah, it was very nice. I had no major problems and just loved being in the rapids. Yeah, it was perfect level. Hey, so nice.
Bridge Hartley on a charge. She gets away with a big nose whack at gauging weir as she has hunted down Christy McKenzie now for second.
Yeah, I guess it's mixed emotions because it's kind of something that I've seen people do for years and years and I've never taken part in because I'm competitive. Like, I really want to try and win it, but realistically, my river knowledge is not that great. But I've learned so much and I think I'm grateful where I'm finishing now, and there's still one more day and anything can happen.
Mackenzie caught really early on in the day and now third, still paddling out of her boots.
Today I think I was just exhausted from the beginning, so it was a really, really tough day, and there's not as much running, so you start getting pains in your legs and it's not like you can get out and stretch up and whatever. But yeah, I think it was okay. It was pretty good.
At this lowish level, Hippo is arguably the day's highlight rapid, with paddlers forced to use the testing central slot to shoot the drop. The water and rocks were a recipe that assured drama on the day. Ahead on the flat water of Inanda Dam, Solms is ending the day in the company of some male paddlers and making them work.
No, I am. I mean, today was just the perfect day, much better than yesterday, and just enjoyed the whole way. I mean, I'm sort of in my comfort zone, know where I'm going, and tomorrow's going to be fun, you know, especially in this section of river, even if there's just a little bit of water, still nice and technical, and just be nice to be in that section of the river after such a long time.
I definitely had a really good day. I managed to dig deep today and I managed to die a little bit but get a second win as soon as I got onto the flats, and I'm always grateful when I get onto the flats, and if you get a good rhythm then I know for me that's my comfort zone, so it's more to get through the waves and through the portages, and yeah, then I just knew it was just to keep going around the corners until I could see the FNB Dusi banner.
Christy McKenzie still solidly in third place. A junior on the overall podium is really rare. Solms will sleep well with that buffer, almost 25 minutes, but Hartley is under some pressure still from McKenzie. No matter what the prevailing water and weather, day 2 is a stage that inspires awe and adrenaline. Tough, but unforgettable. Day 3 is normally a heady roller coaster of white water below Inanda Dam, but the severe drought would have the final say in 2017, and all these landmark rapids were taken out of the equation, and a certain hill called Burma Road would rule the day.
A beautiful morning at the start here at Inanda Dam. I'll tell you one thing, at just before 6 o'clock it's already starting to heat up. It is going to be a brutal day down in the valley, made all the more brutal by the announcement today that low-level water rules apply today, so plenty of running.
This morning I heard for the first time in 30 years the name Cakewalk Portage, which is what Pope used to do with Danny Biggs 40 years ago. And cakewalks now, hey, are we doing cakewalk? So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Stop your boats, all you guys, stop your boats. Good luck, gentlemen.
Yeah, look, it has become a bit of a procession, and for those who haven't paddled a doozy without the dam here and no water, they're going to find out what a real doozy is all about today.
The very first one I went over Burma and I said I'll never ever go over again, but here we are and we're going over. So yeah, could be an interesting day.
I've never gone over Burma, I've never done too much of this race before. This is my third one, so I don't know what's in store today, but I believe it's long. We packed extra lunch in the boat and we're going for it.
Well, we're high up on Tops Needle overlooking Inanda Dam, the start point of day 3, a long paddle across the water. The paddlers won't really have an idea of how severe the drought is in this part of the world. If you look at the dam now, the banks are very exposed. A year ago, the Inanda Dam was at 79%. It's now at 60%. Not a drop is being released down below the dam, and as a result, the river very, very dry. And so they're having to run pretty much all the way down to Blue Lagoon. This is an old school doozy. This is how it used to be before this dam was built in the 80s, 70s and even the 60s. It is a hard, hard day for all the paddlers.
Down the tar road to Umzanyati Rapid and then along the banks to the Burma Road takeout, the whole race morphed into a trail of walkers alongside the empty river.
Yeah, we've had to unfortunately implement low-level rules today, which means that there's going to be a huge amount of portaging for the paddlers. There's just absolutely no water in the river, and it's impossible to paddle. It's impossible to make the guys slog over the rapids that are there and the rocks. So it's actually safer to put them onto the road. Now, these guys are going to have a long day. They've got an extra 6 kilometers of portaging in the beginning. Most of these paddlers we see getting on the water have never done Burma Road. They're about to learn what a real doozy is about. They're going to learn about Burma Road. So that's another 4 kilometers of portaging. And then there's some hyacinth blockages as well. So today they're going to have upwards of 12 to 14 kilometers of extra portaging. It's going to be a tough one. I think it'll add probably 2 to 3 hours for most people, and some people 4 to 5 hours. It's going to be an 8-hour day for some of the guys out there.
I'm quite excited. Doozy has been the same every year for quite a few years now. So to have low river rules for day 3, I think this is quite a new thing to try and a new challenge. There's going to be a lot of portaging today, and it's not going to be easy on tired legs. On day 1 and day 2, everyone's pushing as hard as they can. So it's going to be a tough day, and hopefully the legs do hold up.
We're all just going to have to time trial and do the best we can. I mean, I think the tactics, to be honest, are non-existent. It's other than the fact that you're going to have to get to Durban is in one piece. Everyone that I've spoken to have just said it's the hardest day they've ever done. So I think we're in for something special and something unique. And yeah, I think when we get to Durban, hopefully when we get there, we deserve the medal.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've been saving for day 3 because we all know that there was a possibility of a long run. We had that there would be no water, and I went down to check. Absolutely, there is nothing, guys. Look like we're gonna run all the way to Blue Lagoon.
No one was prepared for 20 kilometers of portaging. The prospect of Burma Road sent dread through every paddler. but the mood was amazingly positive as they helped each other through the toughest Dusi day for many decades.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so different to what we used to. You're still trying to attack after Burma. I think just trying to get over Burma after you've run 6 kilometers leading up to that is going to be quite a tough ask. But I'm looking forward to it. The Dusi mustn't be the same every single year, and to throw a challenge like this into the mix, I think all the guys who got to Durban have really deserved their medals.
I'd love to get a podium. I mean, today it's like I said, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to run for approximately 16 or 17 or 18 kilometers with the boat. I don't think anybody's really trained for this, so I think we're all really, it's going to be an unknown territory, so we're going to just have to hope for the best.
Andy Burkett, unstoppable, charging down Burma Road and then picking his way past back markers once he was back on the bitterly low Umgeni River. With the finish in sight, packed with weary paddlers, it was time to rise in acknowledgement of a remarkable Dusi win for Andy Burkett. The fascinating Hank versus Spornello battle was continuing.
Yeah, I think that is quite an exciting race, and not too far behind them is Bungie and Jacob Adam as well. So I think that whole group is going to have some tough racing, especially with so many uncertainties with all the portaging today.
Spornello Quella runs away and paddles to consolidate a superb second place, a popular result, as was the stunning day 3 from Tulani Mbanjwa to give him third, taking Hank McGregor on the descent of Burma Road. A 7th Dusi title for Burkett, equaling Martin Dreyer's mark. McGregor dramatically knocked off the podium by Mbanjwa. Back to the women, and Abby Solms has conquered Burma Road and keeps the intensity up all the way to a famous and long overdue first K1 title. Behind her there was another twist in the tail of the women's race as Christy McKenzie charges hard, runs superbly and takes Bridget Hartley for a sensational second. The best ever Dusi result by a junior. Meanwhile, day 3 is turning into a nightmare for Bridget Hartley. The heat and the portages take their toll and the tough competitor buckles, but never gives up. Shattered and dehydrated, this is a Herculean finish by Bridget Hartley. In what has been a great season for women's paddling, Abby Solms must bask in the spotlight at the end of a superb Dusi in very tough conditions. Everyone hurt on day 3. But reaching Blue Lagoon and claiming that 2017 FNB Dusi medal will go down as one of the biggest achievements for all of these men and women. The FNB Dusi was proudly brought to you by First National Bank.